The ACSS reticle, I would not recommend using. Tested it some. Very nice that these were sent to me. I wouldn't recommend the ACSS reticle. And before I go too far down this rabbit hole, this is what I'm talking about up here, the ACSS reticle. Now, this is kind of a separate issue from the Holosun sight itself. Holosun sights I like, and I appreciate that they have tons of different reticles and things like that. For example, the 507 Comp, it has a bunch of different options. I use one of them, which is the little red dot. Don't really like the other stuff that much. But the ACSS reticle itself is interesting. It is shown right, it's in reverse. It's hard to do. There. It's this thing here. If you're not familiar with it, I'm not sure how big the ring is, like 85 mils maybe, 85 MOA, something like that. It's like a big ass ring here, which with the sight, here we go, with the sight at full extension where the handgun would be, I can see the chevron in the center, and I cannot see this 85 MOA ring around the sight. I mean, it's there, I just cannot see it. So if I can see the chevron in the center, I don't see the ring around it. Again, now before I get too far down this, it's not a knock on the Holosun sight itself, and I should point out, you can just turn this thing off. So like all the other Holosun stuff that I've played with, you just hold down the minus button and this thing goes away. So it's not like you can't use the sight. The sight is fine. I just wouldn't recommend using the ACSS reticle. Now, what's the idea here? So again, what they were trying to do here. Yeah, Jesus, it's in reverse. It's so hard to do. There it is. What they were trying to do here with this thing is give you a way to find the red dot, or in this case, find the chevron. So the idea is you mount your pistol up, and you're like, oh, where's the chevron? I don't see it, but you'll see like perhaps the edge of that 85 MOA circle somewhere, and you're like, oh, it's in the wrong place. Yep, there it is. There's the right spot. That's the idea. It's a way to give beginners a way to find the sight. Now, this I think is a problem for two reasons. So first, conceptually, what you don't want to do is train yourself to be staring through the optic trying to find the sight. You want to develop that foundational skill of a consistent grip so that when the pistol comes up, it indexes in the same spot, and then the sight is going to be in the same spot. In a sense, you don't look at the gun or look at the sighting system. You look where you want it to be, and with just a little bit of training, the sight's going to go to where you're looking. That's the way you want to do it. So the idea that you're going to be like looking through the optic to like, oh, find the thing, there's the thing, there, that gets me to the other thing. As a training pathway, that isn't what I'd recommend, and that's going to get you focused on the sight. Now, that having been said, even if you're really, really competent with shooting, I still would turn off the ACSS reticle. Why? Well, a lot of the time when you're shooting at close range, I'm going to be reacting to what I'd call color confirmation. My buddy Hwansha Kim calls it confirmation 2. You can articulate it any way you want, but effectively, I'm going to just react to the color of my red dot. All right, so I'm looking at a spot where I want to send bullets. As soon as I register red around that spot, I'm on the trigger and I'm sending it. If I have the ACSS reticle turned on, I'm going to register color, but that's not where the bullets are going to go. Okay, so that ends up being problematic, to say the least. Now, this is me. This is my preference, but I think this would end up being a lot of people. I mean, and shit, if you're a higher level shooter, you're probably not going to even notice the ring all the way around the chevron anyway, because if you're indexed correctly, you'll just register the chevron and you're not even going to know that there's a ring. However, things happen. Sometimes your grip's not quite right, and you don't want to be reacting to color when it's that ACS reticle that's like all the way around the outside of the chevron. Of course, you don't want to do that. And so it's kind of a problem, sort of like, number one, wrong training pathway. Number two, can cause problems when doing color confirmation. So when these things were proposed, it sounded kind of interesting to me. Like the first time I heard about it, with a little bit of like kind of playing around with the idea, it's like, yeah, this is not something I would recommend people do. But like I said, it's not really a knock on the site. You can just turn it off. So you don't have to use it. I don't use it. Wouldn't recommend using it. Isn't something I would do. But it's one of those things that it's like, it's a pretty interesting idea. It just didn't pan out. So anyway, if you got questions, comments, other things, go ahead and put them down below.